Conspiracy. UN calls for the immediate arrest of Justice Niako over conspiracy not to release Nnamdi Kanu. I greet you, my dear listeners in the house. It's a pleasure meeting you on this very platform at this very hour. We want to extend our apology for the delay of broadcasting today. It's due to technical matters. Yes, as many of you that has commented, emailed us, and also messaged us on each of our broadcasts today, we are thanking you. We are appreciating you. We thank you for your patience. We believe that what has occurred today will not repeat itself. All right, looking at what has just been demanded by the United Nations, I tell you that it's never the fault of the UN. Rather, it's the fault of Justice Binta Niako, because I think this happened to be the third time the UN has been passing a note of warning to her, but she refused to concur. So whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? I don't think it's the fault of the United Nations. You understand? Because I'll say she called for it, and that is what she gets. You okay? All right. So looking at what has really happened, I tell you that Justice Binta Niako, we have no other choice than to be dragged to detention if this actually happens. But I think first and foremost, she will be questioned on the reason for conspiring to delay the IPOP leader's release. Okay, let's quickly check on the content, my dear listeners, to understand what Justice Binta Niako have just said to the United Nations, to the court. You understand? This is evening news. The issue of Nnamdi Kanu's trial is becoming harder by the day as UN calls for the immediate arrest of Justice Niako. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has been in detention for months now, a year and some months, has finally gained support. The UN has called for the immediate arrest of Justice Niako over conspiracy to delay Nnamdi Kanu's release. The UN, who placed this order, has ordered the DSS to question Justice Niako on the reason for the delay. Having looked at the trial of the IPOP leader, the UN claimed that Nnamdi Kanu ought to have been released. Someone who has pleaded not guilty of all count charges, yet is still in detention. The UN have said that President Buhari has been the one controlling the affairs of the court, which is not all to be so. Justice Niako is to be blamed, as the UN has said that issues concerning legal matters shouldn't involve the executive. President Buhari belonged to the executive, so shouldn't have been interfering on matters concerning the law. We are very disappointed as the UN plays this course. I love this. You see, I was thinking about it this very day, that how come UN so strong in defending Nnamdi Kanu? Wow, beautiful. If the UN can be like this in fighting for the innocent, I'm very, very sure that Nigeria will change. Seriously, after the case of Nnamdi Kanu, another issue I want the UN to focus on is the EndSARS protest. I think that very complaint has been on the table of the UN for months now, for years now. Yes, since this incident happened, I think it's over 2 years now, and no one has paid attention to that. The parents of these innocent youth actually staged a protest that was early last year, complaining that the UN has refused to pay attention to their complaints. You see that? Which I would like the UN to give a listening ear after the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's trial, because the federal government, I tell you, are really taking advantage of that very situation. If no action is taken on that NSAS issue, I tell you, it's something bigger and harder than that very one is going to happen. The army will repeat that very action. This is not a question of we have repented or it's not going to happen again. I think they should be punished. You understand? They should be punished. They should not be allowed to go scot-free for this lackadaisical attitude they put up during the NSAS protest. Do you know the number of persons that were killed? The innocent youth that were killed. Do you know? Can you imagine? So, my dear listeners in the house, I would say that the UN is very active this very time. So the way they are active in the issue of Nnamdi Kanu, they should still be active on the issue of the NSAS protest, at least to bring justice for those that were killed. All right, my people in the house, let's hear you and know what your take and what your own opinion on what has just been revealed may be. Don't forget to leave your comments below the comment section. Click on the subscription buttons as well as the bell buttons to get updated each time we upload any new videos. Thank you.